Lila, a 16-year-old student at Willowbrook High School, had always been a bit of a loner. She was smart, beautiful, and had a passion for music, but she had never really connected with anyone at school. That was until she started receiving mysterious love letters in her locker. The letters were romantic, poetic, and seemed to speak directly to her soul. Lila was intrigued and a little scared. Who could be writing these letters, and how did they know so much about her? As she read through the letters, Lila found herself falling for the mysterious writer. She felt a deep connection to them, and she couldn't help but wonder what they were. Meanwhile, Lila's best friend Mia was suspicious of the whole situation. She didn't trust the mysterious writer and thought Lila was being naive. Be careful, Lila, Mia warned her. This could be some kind of prank, or worse. But Lila couldn't. She was just in love. She was smitten with the mysterious writer and wanted to know more. As the letters continued to arrive, Lila started to notice strange occurrences around school. She would see someone lurking in the shadows, watching her. She would find strange symbols etched into her locker or on her desk. Lila was getting scared, but she was also curious. Who was behind these strange occurrences? And what did they want from her? One day, Lila decided to take matters into her own hands. She set a trap for the mysterious writer, hiding in her locker to catch them in the act. But as she waited, she heard footsteps approaching. The locker door creaked, and Lila saw a figure slipping a letter inside. It was a boy from her school, a quiet, unbrooding student named Elias. Lila had never really noticed him before, but now she saw him in a whole new light. Elias looked up and saw Lila hiding in the locker. He froze, looking guilty and scared. Lila felt a rush of emotions, surprise, fear, and also a little thrill. "Who are you?" she demanded, trying to keep her voice steady. Elias hesitated, then smiled. "I am your secret admirer," he said, his voice low and husky. Lila's heart skipped a beat. She felt a flutter in her chest, and she knew she was in trouble. But as she looked into Elias's eyes, she saw something that made her safe. She saw kindness, sincerity, and a deep affection. "Why did you write those letters?" Lila asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Elias smiled again. "Because I've been in love with you for a long time," he said. "I wanted to tell you how I felt, but I was too scared." Lila's heart melted. She felt a rush of emotions and knew she was falling for Elias. But as they stood there, locked in a romantic gaze, Lila couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Elias seemed too perfect, too mysterious, and then, just as they were about to share their first kiss, Lila heard a voice behind her. "Lila, don't trust him," the voice said. She turned to Mia, standing there, her face pale with worry. "What is going on?" Lila asked, a knot of unease tightening in her stomach. Mia hesitated, then spoke quietly. "I have been investigating Elias," she said. "I think he's hiding something." Lila's heart skipped a beat. Fear prickled at her edges. But when she looked back at Elias, his eyes still held the same warmth, kindness, sincerity, and affection. Or did they? Was Elias really the perfect guy? Or was he hiding something? Lila didn't know, but she was determined to find out. Later that night, Mia showed Lila photos on her phone. I followed Elias after school, she whispered. He went into the woods behind Raven's Hollow. That creepy old park. Look what I found carved into a tree. The image showed a red symbol, a twisted circle with jagged lines, matching the one on Lila's locker. It is an occult sign, Mia said. My cousin is into this stuff. They use it for sacrifices. Lila's blood turned cold. The next day, Lila confronted Elias. Tell me the truth, she demanded, holding up the photo. His face paled. Meet me at Raven's Hollow tonight, he pleaded. Alone, I will explain everything. Mia begged Lila not to go, but Lila sneaked out at 11:30 p.m. The woods were pitch black, but a flickering light guided her to a clearing. Elias stood beside the stone altar draped in black cloth. You are here, he said softly. But before Lila could speak, 5 hooded figures emerged from the shadows. You have done well, Elias, a woman's voice hissed. Her blood replaced the shadows. Lila stumbled back. Elias tricked me. She turned to run, but the cultist blocked her. Elias grabbed her arm, but instead of hurting her, he shoved a small knife into her hand, cut the ropes on the altar, and ran, he whispered. Chaos erupted. Lila sliced the ropes, revealing a hidden compartment full of police files and photos of missing students. The cultists lunged at her, but bright flashlight beams suddenly flooded the clearing. Freeze! Officers shouted. Mia stepped forward, phone in hand. I recorded everything and called the cops. Elias was arrested, but as police led him away, he looked at Lila with tears in his eyes. They threatened my family. I never wanted to hurt you, but I couldn't escape them. The court was disbanded, and Lila learned Elias had been forced to lure students for yearly rituals. His letters, a way to delay the sacrifice until he found a way. A week later, Lila found one final note in her locker. I am sorry. You made me want to be brave. She never saw Elias again, but the nightmares stopped. Mia stayed by her side, and though Lila kept the letters, she never opened them. Some, mysterious, she decided were better left closed. Dear viewer, do you think Elias's excuse that she was threatened by the occult was a justifiable opinion to do what he did to Lila? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time. Send me your comments in the comments below. Thank you for watching.